Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics Challenge. We're back at the home base castle, and we're getting chewed out for leaving our guard post to save the marquee. Basically, I didn't really do any random battles. I hit one on the way back without trying. Kept Rouse out of it, so he didn't level anymore, but everyone else kind of caught up to that guy's level. So most of my monsters and ROMs are about level 7, 8-ish. Delita and Algus are level 4. And we're getting prepared for our next battle. After this little cutscene, I will actually give a quick little run-by of what monsters you can find where in this chapter, because each chapter the monsters change and the random encounter spots. But I can show you thus far what monsters show up where, if you're looking for a specific monster, and so you know where to start grinding, or save reloading, or whatever you want to do to try to find the monster you want. But this is kind of the beginning of the political intrigue side of the story. Before it was kind of just following our little cadets here, doing what they have to do. But you start to see there's a bit more to what's going on than what we see. We start to see stuff that Ramza isn't present for. It's kind of an omnipresent look there. You can see Gustav was actually the name of the guy that kidnapped the Marquis. So it seems these guys were behind it, and yet they're taking advantage of the fact that we went out there to save him. So they're kind of playing both sides of the coin here. I don't think there's another cutscene. There might be. No, there isn't. Alright. So, a quick rundown of places so far. We only have 3. Only the green spots, the only places you can get a random encounter on. The first one, Mandalia Plains. In the first chapter, the only monsters available there are red panthers, yellow chocobos, and basic goblins. Don't find anything too special there. But yeah, so that's the first place to start. That's where you're gonna get your. It's a good place to get chocobos because they reliably show up there, unlike the other 2 spots. This is the Sweggy Woods. This one has basic panthers, the red panthers. It also has Quars, which is the 2nd level panther, will show up sometimes. Though that's more toward the 2nd chapter, but occasionally they do show up in the 1st chapter. Skeletons, bombs, black goblins, which is the 2nd tier of goblins, which actually have less health than normal goblins, but they have the turn punch ability. But as I said, all goblins are pretty terrible to begin with, so not really what I plan on using. And this is also where you get the Minotaurs. Yeah, this is the best place to pick them up, because there's a lot of random battles will have one show up in the corner. It's also a good place to pick up skeletons because they usually come in large quantities. And the desert has bombs. It also has Minotaurs. It has skeletons and Jarvis, which is the bird that I picked up that I didn't get to explain, which I will explain in this coming battle. I think that's it for first chapter monsters there. Yeah, I believe that's it for first chapter monsters. Okay. So, I'm going to take a quick look at the shops here first, see if there's anything I can pick up for. Yes, I can upgrade Delita's equipment. Oh, anything else? I had one of those. And I'm keeping August with the crossbow because it lets him use a shield. And I think I'm okay on items. I didn't really use that much. Yes, at the moment, I'm using white magic as a secondary skill, so I can show you monster skill in this next battle. So let me jump to formation here and alter the equipment. Oh yeah, quick thing on Jarvis's. This is the new monster I picked up. It is a flying bird. It has a good power growth. It's very strong physically. It doesn't usually get a lot of hit points, but it has a lot of range. It can fly, and it has 6 spaces, so it can really... It's good for hit and run tactics. Basic Jarvis only has the peck ability, or the scratch up ability, which is attacking with its claws. Its monster ability is really not that good, but its upper tiers, like most of the monsters, is really good. They just stay really strong, they keep their mobility, and they start getting status effects. So, I'm hoping that he will breed into a higher monster as well. Well, let me just do a quick adjust on the equipment. Actually, I will off-screen this, and in case I get into a random battle on the way over, and I will just start up at the beginning of the next battle. Be right back. No random battle! Okay, we're at the formation screen. Because we're still at the beginning and we have 2 guests, I'm still only allowed to use 3 of my 4 monsters for the 4-monster challenge. I'm gonna need a Rouse pretty badly in this one. There's a lot of... it's pretty close quarters on this one, so people are gonna get hit pretty bad, and hopefully no one will get charmed, because Charm's pretty devastating for the monster challenge, because normally Charm only works on the opposite sex. All monsters are considered gender neutral, so charming at all, any kind of charm at all, will work on them. So it can get really rough if your big tanking Minotaur gets charmed and turns around and whacks you really hard. So I hope that does not happen. They do have a black mage of sorts, but it's not too threatening. Generally will stay for healing, so I shouldn't have to worry too much. I will probably show off the Jarvis and the skeleton in a later battle. I'm kind of sticking to my guns on this one. So let's see if this works. Should work okay. Yes. This is a semi-recurring villain, Maluda. This is our first time we're going to fight her. She's not anything special. I mean, some of the bosses you'll see have special abilities and special classes. She doesn't have any special class, but she is really tough. She's very well armed, and she's very well prepared stat-wise, or, skill-wise. So she actually gives a bit of a challenge for someone who's pretty much only made up of generic classes. Whatever you say, August. Whatever you say. Alright. Probably not going to get to do too much in this fight, but unlike most fights, just for reference, we have to kill Maluda. As long as we defeat her, everyone else will surrender. She is pretty slow, though, and she stays toward the back, so I will probably end up beating up everybody else anyway. And like I said, she's tough, so she'll probably take a lot of hits to take down. Nice start, though, Delita. And a level and everything. And that's one of their white mages. Different factions have different color schemes. I personally like the Death Corp's color scheme, the green one. But I never get to use it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's actually one of the little features they have. It's, depending on what faction they are, their color scheme's different, which isn't that big of a deal, but I think it's nice. It kind of adds a bit of flavor to show the different factions and armies and such. Though green is also the faction for any bandits or renegades you run across just in random battles, so I guess it's not that special, but I've always liked it. Let's see. We got a lot of thieves. I'm blinking for some reason. Anyway, next time we start the battle of the Thieves' Fortress. Later.